Hello and welcome to another edition of the Paul's Body Engineering Podcast. Today I have a very special guest. I'm interviewing Tamara Hutley, who those of you that follow me know reasonably well because I've obviously shared a lot of her success on my social media just recently. She had a very successful figure season as an amateur and professional. We spent obviously 30 weeks dieting in prep. We had a 10-week season, 7 of which was back-to-back shows. It was a huge effort from Tamara's point of view in terms of getting her into the level of condition that we needed for her to be extremely competitive, but that's exactly what she did. And not only was she competitive, her season was, it was the best season I've been involved in as a coach, and probably one of the best seasons I've seen from an amateur ever since I've been doing this for over a decade. She won 5 pro cards, 5 national titles, multiple overalls, and finished on a high, finishing top 5 at the Natural Olympia in Las Vegas. So massive effort. But on top of that, she had to fight a lot of adversity because not only is she a full-time paramedic, working night shift, day shift, different shifts, she's a mum and a wife. Her son was in a very serious car accident and was in critical condition. I'll let her detail it in the interview, but yeah, that could have easily derailed her season, but she chose to go on with her son's blessing. And it just shows what can be accomplished with a strong mindset, strong will, good support, and a willingness to see out a goal. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Tamara and our interview, and have her tell you all about her season.
All right, I'm recording, but we can just cut this out. So I'll just pass it between us. I don't know what I'm going to ask you. I'm just going to wing it.
All right, wing it.
All right. Yep, I'm going to wing it. So I got Tamara, and this is her spoils for Season C 2025, and it's a pretty impressive haul. 5 pro cards, 5 national titles, multiple overall titles. She went overseas to Las Vegas and competed at the Natural Olympia, placed top 5. So it's a pretty impressive resume for a figure athlete. Tam, so I got you to do up a little blurb yesterday in relation to your experiences. You're a paramedic, you're a mum, your son had a major car accident. So talk me through maybe the last 6 weeks of the season in terms of how you felt. Everyone knows when you compete, particularly when you have to get to a really lean state, fatigue, you've got heavy legs, you've got to get up early, you've got to manage everything. So talk me through that, and then obviously leading into what was a very, very long season.
Yes.
You can hold that if you want.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So basically, being a paramedic, I was shift working, days, afternoons and nights. So while in a calorie deficit, I was still treating patients, and I'm a supervisor, so looking after staff as well. So I manipulated my training around work, which meant getting up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning sometimes to get my workout in, or training late at night to make sure I fitted in my 5 sessions per week. And food was strategic. I had to adapt to night shifts, which was midnight to midnight feeding, and making sure that I was getting my steps in. So if you asked anyone at work, what's Tamara doing in the ambulance bay, she's getting her steps up. So I was walking laps around the ambulance bay morning, noon and night.
I'm surprised you didn't put in a request for a treadmill or something.
Exactly, I should have. Yeah. But as we got closer, yes, the fatigue, the mental fogginess started kicking in. As people said at work, stay away from Tamara, she's hungry. But I just kept pushing through, and I had a lot to achieve this year. It wasn't just winning what's in front of me now. It was more about me versus me, but also making sure that I achieve something for my son. As we've mentioned throughout my season, Bodie was in a major car accident in May. Stolen vehicle hit them at 140 kilometres an hour. Bodie was a critical patient, was rushed to hospital and in surgery that night. So that was the phone call I didn't want to get at 10:15 at night.
And how long? You were about, what, 6 weeks out by that stage?
A little bit longer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think, what was that? We were August, so
Yeah, okay.
May. So what was that? 7, 8 weeks out. So I was well into prep, and I spent 24 hours awake with Bodhi at the hospital, waiting to find out what's going on, how significant his injuries were, and yes, it was a shock at 2:30 in the morning while I'm waiting for him in surgery to be told that a simple laparoscope, which is just the camera, turned into a full-on laparotomy because he had a lacerated spleen and liver and perforated bowel as well. So that was 2 weeks of hell with Bodhi in hospital, getting through all the injuries. He also had a fractured neck and a bleed on the brain as well, which we were just crossing our fingers didn't progress, which thankfully it didn't.
Absolutely.
And one thing Bodhi said to me was, don't quit, keep going. And I know you said to me when I told you, I don't care if you want to quit now, it's all good. And I said no. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
And one of the things that kept me going was as Bodhi was doing rehab and improving, I was in the gym pushing and pushing to make sure that I was going to achieve getting on stage and performing my best for him to show him how strong and resilient his mum is, and that she didn't give up at all. And so Bodhi's fine now.
He is.
He is. He's now working as an apprentice plumber.
Oh, good.
So he's fully healed and working towards his goals and aspirations now.
Yep.
And he never gave up his support for me. And I think one of the pinnacles was at NBA State when he got to come and watch me on show.
Yep.
And actually see me win figure overall at State. And I thought, what better way to show my devotion and my resilience and strive for him was to take out.
He got interviewed that day too,
He did
which
get
is cool.
interviewed.
It's a nice little moment, yeah.
Yep, the boys at NBA interviewed him and asked him how proud he was of his mum. And it was just awesome to hear him talk and just say how proud he was to be here and to see me on stage and win.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. How did you find getting to so you had a couple of weeks going into the final show of the season, which was Vegas.
Yeah.
Was there at any stage, because I've done long seasons and I know how tough it can be, was there at any stage where you just feeling like, I got to stop? Because it was effectively, for anyone at home, it was a 10-week season, right? So it was long. So to be so lean and eating very little for such a long period of time is really, really tough. Was there any period, even before that, where you thought, look, or you just questioned whether you should stop?
I think the 3-week period before Olympia was the hardest.
Yep.
Because we'd done 7 shows back to back, my mindset was always on the next show.
Yep.
It was always a peak week, and we pushed through.
Constantly motivated.
Motivated. Next one's around the corner. I think the 3-week period where I had that week of refeeds, it sort of played on my mind of, no, you should stop. Like, your body's had enough. And the long haul trip to America and the unknown of how I was going to react when I got over there. There were those periods of doubt. The bloat from eating food for 4 days played on my mind a little bit, going, shit, I've put on weight, I'm not going to get this off, I'm going to look crap at Olympia. So a lot of that weighed on my mind. I think the hardest was that check-in with you the night before where I was so flat after carb loading. I went, oh shit, we've hit the wall. Like, the body's not playing the game.
And that's a genuine concern,
and I was panicking when you told me I had to go get pancakes. Going, shit, where am I getting pancakes? But I think, it was more the fact of I didn't want to disappoint you as a coach, but also myself by not bringing my best package on the day.
Yep.
And having that feedback of you look really flat after eating my carb load days sort of was a big kick in the guts, going, great, I've worked so hard this season. I've
Yep.
come to the pinnacle of the season and I'm not reacting the way I should be reacting.
Yep.
And it was quite noticeable in those photos.
It was.
And trust me, when you told me I had to get pancakes, it was the best thing I ever got. I was in heaven, but it was just finding the pancakes. I was lucky there was a Denny's down the road.
Exactly.
And running down Fremont Street in my pajamas, fully tanned.
Las Vegas, you could do anything.
To run to Denny's to get a 3-stack of pancakes with syrup for the next morning.
And how did that go?
Oh, it went down well.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Trust me, I think it was the quickest inhalation of pancakes ever.
But it did the job.
It did the job, which thankfully we needed on the day.
Yep.
I still was panicking, pumping up before helping on stage, going, I'm not big enough. I'm not getting the fullness that I usually get. And trying to be reassured by yourself and Kel on the day, going, it's fine, everything's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine.
The photos you sent me just beforehand were insane. They did the job.
Yeah.
They really did the job.
So I think, the hardest part definitely was that night before.
Yep.
But in the end, look, we had a goal of top 5.
Yep.
And we made top 5.
We did.
And to be a first pro international show, I couldn't ask for more.
Yep.
And I know where I need to push forward to.
100%. Yeah. Awesome. I guess just finally, is there any, you've explained you're a mum, you're a paramedic, you work full time, but you've still managed to achieve this. So a lot of mums out there would love to do something like this, maybe not to this degree, but, get on stage or lose some weight or just make a change. What's some just homely advice you can offer in terms of managing time better or getting to the gym more often or, prioritising themselves a little bit more?
I think as mums, whether you're a stay-at-home mum or you're a working mum, I think self-care and self-love is priority.
Yep.
It's where I started, where I reached out to you back in the Easy Fit days, post kids and everything, and I put so much weight on, I didn't know who I was.
Yep.
I think that we all can find some time. It's just about planning and routine. Look, half an hour in the gym is half an hour of wellness for yourself. It's a time out. It's a stress reliever. Half an hour is enough for you to start your routine. You don't need to be in the gym like I am for an hour and a half, pushing heavy weight. Half an hour to 45 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week is all you need to find. And if that's in the middle of the day, that's in the middle of the day. If it's late at night, it's late at night. It's around your schedule. It's not about, I have to be at the gym at 5 a.m. every morning. No, you don't. You can go to the gym whenever you want to go to. And I think food prepping is the key to helping lose weight. If you know what you're going to eat for the day in advance, it's not going to tempt you to go grab crap food out of the fridge or go to the shops and buy some snacks. It's about, no, I've got my food, that's what I'm eating, and you space it out during the day so you don't feel hungry. And I think it's the best way to start your journey, especially as a busy mum, or even if you're not a mum, if you're just a career person with your job, you can still become fit and healthy. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. If you want to be a bodybuilder, that's fantastic. I've got plenty of friends at work now that have watched me grow and watched me compete and are now following me in my journey and are now starting down the bodybuilding pathway. And they say it's the best thing that they've ever done because it's given them structure and purpose, and they've got goals. And they just want to keep achieving. I think once they get that first season under their belt, they just want more. And it's not about the trophies and the awards that you see here, it's about the achievements against yourself.
Yep.
Looking in the mirror, feeling great, feeling healthy, feeling strong, not laying on the couch and going, oh my God, I don't feel well, or anything like that. So, I think for women's health, it's a fantastic way to go, because one, we need to make sure we keep our bones nice and strong.
Yes.
We need to prevent osteoporosis, and also helps our hormones stay in check as well. So happy hormones are happy ladies.
Yeah.
So I think, it's a fantastic thing to do, and if I can be anyone's inspiration or mentor, I'm quite happy to be there and represent women over 40 who are mums, full-time workers, shift workers, you name it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, well, we'll wrap up there. Thank you, Tam. That was awesome. And as you can see, the achievements speak for themselves. But I think just the ability to manage life, but also achieve goals. You know, you don't want to go through life and not have achieved anything for yourself because you're putting everyone else first. And that's not the case for Tamara, but she's still prioritising her own health, her own wellness, her own self-care, and obviously achieving some great things. So well done.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank Tamara for her time. She came down especially to my gym today to not only have a chat, but also we got some great video and photo content showcasing all of the medals, the shields, the trophies, and the pro cards that she won. So it was an amazing season, and I'm sure she's still sort of coming to terms with the success she's had. But the next goal has been set, and it's a big one, but we'll keep that under wraps for now. So thank you once again for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. If you're interested in any of my coaching services, whether you're a bodybuilder or just someone who needs to lose a little bit of weight, get a little bit of structure, more accountability is always a good one, please reach out. DM me, email me, reach out via my website, paulsbodyengineering.com, and we can simply have a chat and see what works best for you. But in the meantime, as I say to every client every single day, have a great day.